How you doing, everybody? I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
This is
Smacktalk. Today we're going to start off segment one. We're talking about the NHL and the NBA Playoffs. A lot of interesting things going on. First things first is the Washington Wizards beat the Pacers today. They eliminated the Chicago Bulls 4 games to 1.
Thanks very much.
And they just won. In fact, their head coach is like the third coach ever to win his first 4 road playoff games.
John Wall, man, he looks insane in the series right now. He looked insane in the whole series. Renee looked incredible in the
Martin
series.
Gortat
looked insane. Hopefully he wasn't in anybody else's huddle like he was in the Celtics huddle.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
The Nets play the Heat. That's the matchup everyone wants to see. KG, Paul Pierce,
I'm excited
Jason
for
Kidd
it.
as the coach.
I'm excited for it, but I know that the Heat are going to win 4 games to 1 or something like that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's not going to be competitive whatsoever. With the long rest that they've had, tweaking the Bobcats, which was not that hard, I think the Nets are just going to keep their walk over.
All right.
Don't even say upset. Don't even do it.
Go to 7 games.
No.
7 games.
No. Well, we'll see. Spurs beat the Mavs in Game 7 to begin Game 7 series.
They won.
They won in Game 7. They're going to play the Blazers in the second round.
Damian Lillard.
Dude. Yeah, first player to end the series with a buzzer-beating shot since John Stockton in the 90s against Houston. So,
Dwight Howard.
Enjoy that, Houston.
Jeremy Lin. Oh.
Portland.
You
got Portland or Spurs?
Oh, I got Portland.
Yeah, so do I.
The Blazers. It's like the coolest franchise name ever. And they made so many draft mistakes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the Spurs, man.
Could have drafted Jordan.
It's the pick and roll, dude. You're not
I know.
Please stop it. You're off.
The pick and roll, they run it every
What I want to know is, how do you run the pick and roll when Ginobili's in a walker and Durant or Duncan's in a wheelchair? Dude? What are they gonna do?
Safe to say the window's closing.
Yeah, Tony Parker's already going blind. He's already got cataracts. They just got their cards from the AARP already.
The Clippers are playing the Oklahoma City Thunder
Right now, Clippers are up right now.
Yeah.
Clippers, they won Game 7 against the Warriors. Pretty tight series. Oklahoma City had a tough series with Memphis. Although the NBA, they pulled their magic when they suspended Zach Rudolph, Zebo, Game 7.
Absolutely ridiculous. You have to just. How about, like in soccer, when we were talking about the Thibaut or Thibaut or whatever? Remember when he was, they were talking about cup ties and all that kind of stuff with the goalie of Chelsea? You should have to field the best team. Just because he got an altercation, you can suspend him for game 1 in the next series, or the first game in the next season if they lose game 7 in the next playoff. Yeah, that's fine. But don't take him out of game 7.
Yeah, because it just wins ratings.
Nah, they blew him out. They blew him out.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what it is? It all comes down to conspiracy theory. They didn't want Durant to have to get eliminated like Dirk Nowitzki did in 07 and get the MVP. Because Durant's the MVP. They just didn't want to have that weird press conference where first round exit. Remember when Durant got eliminated by the Golden State Warriors? Sure. That was, who was that?
Hard.
No. Anyway, one thing I want to say, I'll get over this real quick. The Clippers' former or soon-to-be former owner, Donald Sterling, is a racist. And he's got cancer, and I hope he dies soon. That's all I'm going to say about that. But on that note, the NFL, the NBA did the right thing, and they suspended this dude for life, indefinite. They're going to take his ownership away.
I think
They're doing all the right stuff. But meanwhile, the NFL is going to let an owner keep the name of the Washington Redskins, which is racist, all because he says it's tradition. You know what tradition is in football? Winning. That's tradition.
I'm not too sure about it.
That's racist.
I don't have an opinion either way on the Redskins. Well, yeah. I don't have an opinion either way on the Redskins. I really don't care if they're called the Redskins. I do see the point from both sides. but at the same time, it's like you have the Blackhawks, you have the Braves, they all use Indian stuff.
But
They do
that's not a
tomahawk chops.
derogatory name.
I know
The
it's
Blackhawk
not
is the name of a tribe.
That's
The
in
Brave
Illinois,
is the
yeah.
name of a young American Indian warrior. I mean, come on now, it's not the same, dude.
I don't.
Like I
I'm
said,
indifferent.
Like I
don't
said,
care.
let's name some NFL franchises after other derogatory races.
No, that would
Let's
be
do it.
terrible.
That's right. That's right. You just can't do it. We can't even say it on the show. The Oakland.
The Cookie Monkey Cracker Kid.
Exactly. You can't have it.
You want a ticket?
You can't have stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just not right. Anyways, NHL playoffs. The Kings. They win 5 straight games. They're winning right now too. They're winning 6 straight games.
2-1 against the Ducks,
They won. They came back from 3-0 against the Sharks.
which was awesome because when we go golfing, you always hold a 5-6 stroke lead, and then I start calling you San Jose,
I started choking.
and you start choking.
And you know what's funny? It's a true story. We're going to make a bet. Someone's like, I'm taking the Sharks. I'm like, I got a bet on the Sharks, dude. He's like, oh, they didn't win. I was like, no, dude, it's the Sharks. The Sharks can't go up 3-0, then lose 3 straight games, and then expect to no longer beat the San Jose Sharks and win Game 7. And they didn't just lose Game 7. They got smoked
Yeah, it was
because it's San
5-1.
Jose. It's San Jose. They'll never change.
They have a decade of losing. They have been in the playoffs 10 straight years and have lost.
Yeah,
They've never been in the cup. They never won the cup, obviously, because they've never been there. And 10 straight
They
years,
haven't even made it to the finals.
No, they've never
Western
made it to the
Finals.
finals. No, they made it to the finals once. They lost. Hawks are up 2 on the Wild. The Wild don't seem like they're...
The Hawks came back from a 2-0 deficit to the Blues, and I couldn't put them on my last top 3 picks because of that.
Oh, okay.
And they come off to win 4 straight against St. Louis. They didn't just win 4 straight; they won a bunch.
They dominated.
And we got a little argument with a friend of ours, and me and Tony tracked this. If you would have bet on the Hawks puck line every game this year, they played 90 games. They'll play the 91st game tomorrow. You would have invested $9,000.
If you bet $100.
$100 every game, Hawks puck line. If the fact is they won out of their 46 regular season victories and their 6 postseason victories, out of 52 games, they won 34 of those games by 2 or more goals.
This is the most exciting.
You
stat
could
I've ever
have
heard in
profited. Yeah, it's a $9,000 investment. But you would have profited over $4,700. Let's say,
my life. And this is not just for people who are listening. This is not just a 1-year fluke.
no, this has happened last year.
This
We
has
tried
happened
this
the year
last year.
before,
Yeah.
and we tracked the same thing, and it was still over $3,000.
If you're not even a gambler and you just want a sure bet, just bet $100 on the Blackhawks straight
Puck
up.
line.
No,
Or no, straight up.
Straight up.
Straight
And
up.
you're going to profit like $2,500, $2,000 every year. It's ridiculous. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
even if they're minus 200, you can average that. Because
Yeah,
puck
'cause
line,
they're-
they're probably plus 200 average.
Yeah, but I mean, there's games where they're minus 110, there's plus 105, there's even monies. If you take out the averages, I've been tracking it, it's over $2,500
Ridiculous.
for regular.
Ridiculous.
It's over $4,700 on the front line. They won 34 of 52 games, a 65%.
65.9.
Yeah.
Okay.
65.9%. That's great odds. That's better than playing blackjack night casino.
Yep, that's bad. They're up 2-0 on the Wild. The Wild don't look like they're any match for the
They
Hawks.
got Brzgalov.
They got Delia Brzgalov in goal, who is trained and played in the preseason with the Las Vegas Wranglers right here in town.
He sucks.
I think he's terrible. Montreal is tied 1-1 with
That's
Boston.
going to be a good series.
It is a great series. Montreal was up
That's another 6.
2 goals, yeah, original 6 series. Montreal was up 2 goals in the last game and ended up losing in the third period. They gave up 3 straight goals within like 5 minutes. It's tied 1-1. It's going back to Montreal. I think Montreal is going to end up winning at least 1 at home. So I'm thinking 7 in this series, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just glad to see a good playoff series. We haven't had any.
No, not really. The only
They get out of
series
hand.
we had was LA and San Jose.
Yeah, that was good. That was a great series, but we all need
Say that did
we
a
all
good
have a
job.
Tony did.
Yeah, I guess so.
Pittsburgh versus the Rangers. Rangers took a 1-0 lead in the series. They lost 3-0, got shut out by Marc-Andre Fleury. And then they got shut out again today, 2-0.
Yeah.
And
They look
Marc-Andre Fleury has stopped a consecutive 57 straight shots.
They look bad. The Rangers just look bad right now. They're sloppy. They're not making passes. They're not doing anything. Lundqvist, they're just hanging him out to dry. He's got to make 40 some odd saves every game. You're not going to win that.
I think they're playing. It seems like they're playing Flyers.
No, not at all. What do you got? You got the Stanley Cup.
Okay, I'm gonna say the way it looks now, I'm gonna have the Kings and the Blackhawks in the Western Finals. I'm gonna say Bruins, Penguins in the Eastern Finals. And just because I want to see it, I want to see a rematch last year with Boston Blackhawks. I just want to see a rematch because that was a great series.
Yeah, it was a great series. Boston looked like they had control of the series up 2-1 in Boston. They could have won up 3-1.
Yep.
And basically took control and won the Stanley Cup. And Chicago won the game at Garden. Yeah, real. And I'd like to see the Canadians play the Hawks. Obviously, I want to see the Hawks from Chicago go around the room. Just a little bit. I'm a little bit of a fan. So I want to see the Hawks. I think the Canadians would be a better matchup. It would be a lot more fun to see that rather than Boston again. Although it would be a great ratings grabber for Boston, Chicago.
Here's my opinion. I don't want to see Canadians. I don't want to see it for sure.
Why? Because you're an Oilers fan and you don't like Montreal.
if it's Kings, Blackhawks, and Boston, Pittsburgh in the finals, I don't care what the matchup is.
It will be a good final.
It'll be a good final.
Right,
Kings,
no
Penguins, Kings, Boston. You're going to take recent winners. It's going to all be recent winners if you get to that final four. So that's my opinion of things. Now, who do you got in the NBA finals?
It's really tough. I'm going to take the Clippers to win it, period. Because you know that when teams have a great story in their city, they tend to win.
I don't know if you call that a great story.
Okay, but they have a story of, they were down on their luck or whatever. It's adversity.
Yeah.
When they overcome adversity, they seem to win. Like Boston strong, they went to the Cup last year. The Red Sox ended up winning the World Series, which took over for that Boston loss. 9/11, the Patriots win the Super Bowl. Things like that. It's always like that. The Yankees won the World Series that year, I think. It's ridiculous. I mean, every time you see a story with someone in sports, it seems like they win.
Yeah. Oklahoma City didn't have a...
Either that or the media is just doing a great job.
I'm going to stop what I was going to say. Oklahoma City with those bombing.
That's bad.
I apologize.
That's bad.
I would like to see Oklahoma City versus Washington.
Really?
I would like to see that.
I think Clippers are going to play the Heat.
I just want to see Durant get a championship. The only way he's going to get one is he's playing with.
I like the Wizards now that I saw them play against the Bulls. Their style of play is just fun. It's like the Warriors, basically. Yeah. It's a very high-paced offense, no defense. But their rebounding is incredible. We're talking today. It's insane.
Yeah, Nene, I just watched him get 2 consecutive rebounds. And I think he got fouled on all 3 shots.
How about Game 6 or Game 5 or whatever against the Bulls? Game 5.
Yeah.
When at the end of the game, the Bulls they were 3 points down, and the Wizards just shot like 4 or 5 times, and Renee kept tapping it back. It's like 5 possessions in a row.
I don't want to see the Clippers in it because I don't want to hear any more about this dude.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve to be talked about.
But that's what we'll talk about it.
Let's just end it at that.
Yeah.
Let's end it at that. Thanks for watching segment 1 of Smacktalk. I'm Shawn.
Shawn.
Stay tuned for segment 2.